This story is dedicated to Gary Dahl, who died far too young on June 6, 2010.
You know,
this announcement.
My father's name was a Hannibal, Mama was a Hannah Mariah. Everything we owned got all burned up in the Great Depression fire. Strict mines, one crop farming, drained the green earth dry. We lost it all, only love was left, and that was one thing money can't buy. We're all Dust Bowl children, singing a Dust Bowl song, and the crops won't grow, and the dust just blows. When the green fields are gone, when the green grass growing fields are gone, when the green fields are gone, when the green grass growing fields are gone.
Sometimes, from out of the darkness, a light comes shining from an unexpected place. Sometimes, when everything has gone dead around you, and it seems like winter will never end, a green shoot will appear. Life. And then the music starts to play again. This is a story about one of those times.
Place in California, there was work of every kind. Well, the only job I ever got out there was waiting on a welfare line.
The summer of 2006 was a troubled season for me. I lost my job in early July, 6 days after my 50th birthday. I was caught off guard. I didn't understand why. And something had gone very wrong in my family. My wife of 29 years was acting strange. Again, I didn't understand. Her friends said to give her space. I was depressed and I was scared. Weeks of unemployment turned to months. Then on October 4th, 2006, my wife told me she wanted a divorce and moved out.
I didn't hear you say you're sorry. The fault must be mine. I wish you all the best of luck at finding somebody more like you. You said you'd love me always, truly. I must have changed, 'cause you don't need me like you used to. I hope you find somebody more like you.
The chill winds that had been blowing all summer finally gave way to winter, and everything around me, and even in me, went dead. For the first time in my life, I got really angry with God. Why had this happened to me? Then, 3 weeks later, I got a small break. A friend of mine, the owner of an AM country radio station in Crewe, Virginia, said he needed a general manager and would hire me at $100 a day with no benefits. I had been a six-figure income junior executive with IBM. I had been a vice president at a software company with a Mercedes and an American Express card. This was a long way to fall, but I needed a job, so I took it. And that's the day the music started to play for me again. Crewe is a tiny rural town about an hour's drive from Richmond, Virginia. I was told to drive west on Route 460 until I saw the radio tower, and then turn left on Melody Lane. There, tucked among the apple orchards and cow pastures, was a small white building, the world headquarters of WSVS, Southside Virginia's voice of service, a station that had played country and bluegrass music without interruption since 1949. When I arrived at WSVS in late October 2006, the station looked like it hadn't been cleaned since 1949. 60 years of clutter was piled up in every room of the building except for one, the business office. That room was spotless and thick with the fragrance of scented candles. There I found Hope, the woman who kept the station running. Hope never lacked for a smile or a cheerful word, although as I later learned, she carried her own cup of pain, as we all do. She introduced me to WSVS's small staff. Gary Dahl, a gentle, friendly soul who lived in a log cabin and who had a deep love for and knowledge of the music. Tony Tucker, an intelligent professional trying to make a living in a depressed Virginia town at a time of recession. He ran our weekend shows. Mel Payne, a retired airline employee who expertly ran our afternoon show, The Bluegrass Depot. Bill Mason, our veteran newsman, nearly 80 years old, a widower, living alone in a trailer, but with an unshakable positive outlook and a great nose for local news. John Hart, our brainiac station engineer who could fix anything with chewing gum, duct tape, and baling wire, and who never wore a clean shirt. Steve Wynn, our local celebrity. Steve ran our flagship program, Coffee Chat, where for an hour every day he took calls from locals selling anything and everything. A 1993 Chevy Impala, in pretty good shape but needing tires, $1,000. Mutt puppies, black with tan spots, free. An electric coffee pot, still works, $5. Steve had lived around Crewe his whole life and knew almost everyone who called in. Mrs. Betty T. When are you going to bring over one of your coconut cream pies, Betty? Buddy from our friends at Crewe Tire. Pastor Powers from the Crewe Baptist Church. Steve was the usher in my descent into a real-life, year-long episode of Lake Wobegon. I came to love those people. They took me in warmly, kindly, and with a country gentleness so sweet I scarcely could believe it was real. I was more than a boss to them. I became a friend and, more importantly, a trusted member of their tight-knit community. I knew this the day Steve came into my office in great pain. The owner of the station, in an act of mercy, had paid for Steve to visit a dental clinic where they had pulled out most of his rotting teeth. "Brant, it hurt so bad when they pulled him," Steve told me through tears, "that my feet kicked right out of the chair and hit the light hanging from the ceiling." It was a new challenge for me as a manager, caring about more than just expenses and sales reports, but about the lives of the people my decisions affected. Steve recovered, got his dentures, and went back to doing Coffee Chat. Along the way, I learned something about Steve and the rest of the radio staff. They would do anything I asked of them. That was when my plan for the station's 60th anniversary party was born. A plan that would come to involve a paranoid ghost, a mysterious box covered with strange writing, and a decades-old secret locked inside the WSVS safe. But before we get to that, let us get down to the business of running a 60-year-old AM radio station in an age of internet and iPods. WSVS had been losing money for years. The owner wanted me to turn that around, and I eventually did. But even more important to him was what he called polishing the apple. That is, improving the balance sheet by adding value to the business assets. In the radio business, you improve the balance sheet by increasing broadcast power, converting from analog to digital audio, integrating broadcast software into operations, building up the brand, establishing a web presence, and cultivating stable business processes. We did all of those things and more. The unexpected value, a surprise even to the owner, was found hidden in the building itself. It all came to light when I found a set of original blueprints rolled up, covered with dust, and tossed aside amidst piles of junk in a storage trailer. We learned that under the stained indoor-outdoor carpet were furniture-grade hardwood floors. Under those, thick felt to reduce floor creaks and footstep noise, double-paned glass and concrete block between all the studios, acoustic tile imported from Sweden in the 1950s on all the walls. This was no simple building. It was a professionally built studio from the ground up. We learned about a Cold War bunker under the tower shed, suitable for withstanding a Soviet atomic blast and keeping a half-dozen inhabitants alive until the poisoned, scorched land above ground could once again support life. We learned WSVS's history. Most amazing was the colorful and important role WSVS played in the early years of what is now called American roots music: bluegrass, country music, gospel, old-time music, jug bands, Appalachian folk, blues, and Cajun. Some of the giants of roots music, such as Lester Flatt, Earl Scruggs, and the Foggy Mountain Boys, had played in the very studio we now used as a break room, with its yard sale card table, Sanyo mini fridge, dirty and crooked Venetian blinds, and empty donut boxes scattered across the coffee-stained green carpet. To me, it was sacrilegious, and so I put an end to it. With the owner's financial and moral support, we cleaned up the building and restored it. The carpet came up and the hardwood was refinished. A new roof was put on, the old one leaked, and the ceilings were repaired. Everything got painted inside and out. We cleared the break room and traded radio advertising for a state-of-the-art sound system, complete with stands and microphones. The producers of a 1950s-era movie about Johnny Cash called I Walk the Line had engaged a New Jersey company to make replicas of the Swedish acoustic tiles. We found the company, ordered a box of tiles left over from the movie, and repaired our walls. With Mel Payne's expertise, we started a new show on Saturdays called The High Noon Hoedown, featuring live American roots musicians in the same studio where Flatt and Scruggs had played back in the day. It became our best-selling show, and the vaunted history of the station was not lost on the musicians. They were honored to play there, and would do so in exchange for a lunch we served: barbecue, potato salad, brownies, and iced tea. WSVS now puts on a live show every Saturday with no auto-tuning, no laptop computers, and in fact, rarely an electric instrument of any kind. Most of the bands are acoustic guitar, double bass, banjo, fiddle, and a few voices huddled around a single microphone, the way they did it 60 years ago, leaning in to harmonize on that high and lonesome sound.
Standing on the corner with a low-down blues, a great big hole in the bottom of my shoes. Honey, let me be your solid dog. Let me be your solid dog, or I won't be your man at all. Honey, let me be your solid dog.
Winter dissolved into spring. Summer came and went. The green shoots grew and blossomed, and I began to heal. Hope and I became friends and helped each other along the way. My sense of humor returned. To the staff's amusement, at least I hope so, I learned to imitate their thick country accent and local colloquialisms. I would tell them that at the end of the day, I would have to gargle with Yankee wash to recover my native tongue. We were friends, and they would do anything I asked of them. So when I sprang my idea for the 60th anniversary party scheduled for that autumn, they were game. There were three pieces to the idea. First, it was rumored a ghost haunted the WSVS storage shed. Second, we had found an old safe when cleaning out the building, unopened for decades. Finally, we were installing a new transmitter that would double our power. With the spirit of Orson Welles guiding me, I put the pieces together into a story, wrote the script, rehearsed it with the staff, created all the sound effects — I am the ghost and the safe mechanic — and produced it. We broadcast the story on my last day with the station, exactly 1 year to the day after I joined. Halloween was right around the corner. The results, which you are about to hear, are hopelessly corny and hardly professional. But like the WSVS building that had its own secrets, there is a secret to this radio play. Listen carefully, and you'll hear the green shoots of growth in a man who had broken down and who was caught in the deep freeze of a personal winter. But I learned that year, with the help of some kind people, to thaw, to hear the music again, and yes, even to take a few timid dance steps. I've heard it said that when memories exceed dreams, the end is near. I am not ready for the end, so I am now in pursuit of new dreams. But my memories of WSVS are, even so, worth preserving. I hope you find some inspiration in them. And as they say in radio, thanks for tuning in.
Hey Gary, I really appreciate you playing the music this morning. How about 60 years of radio?
How about it? How about it, Steve? Celebrating 60 years, WSVS. Big day today, powering up to 10,000 watts. It's my honor and privilege to be here today, Steve.
Thank you so much, and we welcome everybody to our 60th anniversary celebration here at WSVS. Jody Rainwater is sitting next to me, and we're going to be talking to a lot of guests today. Going to have a lot of fun, and I did want to start out one person that really wanted to be here, Betty Testerman. She was a long-time employee at WSVS. Most of the folks out there referred to her as Mrs. Coffee Chat, and she had quite a following. Betty T had to go into the hospital on Tuesday.
And now we'd like to go down to transmitter number 1, and we have live standing by to flip this switch, Mr. John Hart, our engineer. John?
Okay, Dave, we're down here at the transmitter, and everything looks good. We got the generators turned on, and got electricity. Wait a minute, what was that? Oh my goodness, something is smoking over there on the left-hand corner of the building. Dave, I'm gonna have to get back with you. Please stand by. Oh my God.
Right now, it's my pleasure to present Pastor Walter Daniel. He's a preacher down at the Belfast Baptist Church out on Bible Road just outside of Crewe. Pastor Daniel?
Thank you, Brother Steve. I appreciate the opportunity to be asked to come here, and appreciate Brother Steve. He is one of a kind. He's really, on Sunday, he really takes care of the broadcast, and he really does a good job. He always has, I think. And so, but anyway, I just thank the Lord.
Okay, Dave, everything looks a lot better down here. We had to tune up the old flux capacitor, but the generators are going. We got plenty of voltage, and everything looks really good. Don't keep dropping my scope here, my probe. Oh, okay, we'll be back in just a few minutes to give you an update. We should be ready to go in just a little bit.
Please visit our sponsors, look in the eye, and thank them for sponsoring and keeping WSVS on the air for over 60 years. Thank you.
And I thank you very much, David. This is Brand Huddleston, General Manager at WSVS, and I'd like to take the opportunity to thank David for all the contributions that he's made, both financially and his leadership, his vision for this radio station. We thank you, David. And we also want to go out to your friend, David, John Hart, who's down there at the transmitter building, a guy who's done a lot of work for us. And are you ready to go to the flipping of the switch to 10,000 watts?
Yes, we are. Been waiting a long time.
We're going to crank it up.
Let's go.
All right, let's hear it for David G.
Go to John. Go to John.
I want to hear it for David. All right, here's John.
Heads up.
Heads up.
Okay, Dave, looks like everything is ready to go. We got everything rolling. We got everything pumped up. We got the thing ready. Oh, We got an overheat alarm, I believe. Oh, well, wait a minute. I think I got it. Turning it down a little bit now. Yeah, a little bit too much. Okay, I think we got everything going now. The suspense is getting very close. All right, here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's alive! It's alive, I tell you! All of my engineering work finally comes to fruition. It lives 10,000 watts in Crewe, Virginia at WSVS, Southside Voice of Service.
Okay, and I think now we're going to cut to Tony Tucker, and he's over at the safe, and let's see what he has to say.
All right, this is Tony Tucker. I'm here with Eric Hahn from Powhatan Lock Service, and we are standing in front of the mysterious WSVS safe. And Eric, about how old do you think this safe might be, just from the looks of it?
Well, just looking in my book, the one that I believe it is, which came with a black plastic ribbed handle, was made late 50s or early 60s.
It's probably not been opened since then. Knowing the history of this place, what model is this? It's a Mosler?
Mosler.
It's a Mosler safe. And I started working here back in the mid to late 80s. This safe was still in here, and there's no telling what's inside. And we were talking before we came on the air here about some of the odd things that you found inside safes over the years. And you said you found tear gas once.
A tear gas container, yeah. It was put in some real old safes for protection and security.
Well, one of the things that we're looking forward to during our 60th anniversary is finding out once and for all, definitively, what is in the mysterious WSVS safe.
And we'll also be heading over to the trailer section of WSVS shortly and see if we can stare up the WSVS ghost for a once-in-a-lifetime interview. That's coming up in just a few minutes.
The drilling has begun, and it's making some progress. It looks like the drill has cut all the way through. The first big step out of the way.
All right, Eric seems to have the safe well in hand, so I'm going to head out to the trailer section where most of the activity of the ghost is taking place. So while we're setting up the equipment we'll need to transmit from the trailer area, let's check in with News Director Bill Mason.
Okay, we're going to go down now to the safe, and let's have Tony come in and do that.
We also had a break room back here. The area is mostly used for storage these days since it's not very well insulated. There still seems to be at least one occupant who has not vacated the trailer area. That would be the famous WSVS ghost. On more than one occasion, some of the other DJs and I have heard mysterious sounds coming from this part of the station. Now, no one has actually ever seen the ghost, but he's definitely made his presence known over the course of several years, and everybody who's worked here has either heard or heard about the WSVS ghost. Now, Halloween is right around the corner, of course, and since Halloween is falling so close to our big 60th anniversary, we thought it would only be appropriate for us to try and actually hold an interview with the WSVS ghost. I don't see or hear the ghost at the moment. I'm hoping we can draw him out before I need to head back into the main building for the opening of the safe. Wow, folks, the ghost has just appeared in front of me. You almost scared me to death. Why don't you want us to open the safe? There might be something good inside.
It's too dangerous. The safe has been kept locked for decades for a reason. No one must open the safe.
Well, it may be a little too late for that. Our locksmith Eric has been working on it for a while now.
You must go stop him now. If you open that safe, don't say I didn't
box. The ghost has disappeared. I'm still not sure why he doesn't want the safe opened, but like I was saying, Eric is probably close to having the safe open by now. While I go check that out, let's check in with Gary Dahl.
All right, thank you so much, Tony Tucker, down there by the tower. A lot going on here this afternoon, the 60th anniversary of WSVS. What an exciting day this is, an exciting time. It's a beautiful day in Southside Virginia. Take a little break in the action. We'll go to a song, and then we'll be right back with some more High Noon Hoedown and a whole lot more, so you stay with us.
Okay, we're back here at the safe, and the moment of truth has arrived. Eric Hahn of Powhatan Lock and Key is taking the final step to open the WSVS safe for the first time in over 50 years. The staff is starting to gather around. Heads are craning for a better look. Thankfully, there's no sign of that darn ghost. How does it look, Eric?
Oh, we're very close now. I just need to beat back this plate. There we go. She's open.
That's great. Brant, in your final day here as WSVS General Manager, would you like to do the honors?
Thanks, Tony. Yes, let's take a look inside. Let's see, some old papers. There's a little cash here. 5, 10, 12 bucks. Ooh, something shriveled.
A human hand, perhaps?
No, looks more like a 50-year-old bologna sandwich. But wait, what's this?
What'd you find, Brant?
It's an odd-looking wooden box, about the size of a jewelry case. There are very ornate carvings on the outside, or perhaps it's some kind of strange writing. The box is held together with a small gold clasp. Should we open it?
Yeah, let's do it before that ghost shows up again. Oh no, here he comes again.
Okay, now, remember, ladies and gentlemen, as you were tuned in, the safe has been opened. Yes, the safe has been opened, and there is a box. Yes, a mysterious box inside of this safe. And the ghost of WXGI does not want us to open this box. The ghost says no, and I'm going to turn this over to Bill Mason. He's going to tell us what to do. Oh, no, Bill!
Bill Mason reporting live here in Crewe, Virginia. It's WSVS radio personality Tony Tucker and General Manager Brant Huddleston bravely, or foolishly one might say, decide to open the box found inside the safe. The WSVS ghost is advising against it. The executive decision has been made.
Do not open it.
Tony is reaching for the box. He's opening the lid.
Oh, gross. What is that bad smell?
Wait a minute. There's a strange purple and green foam gurgling out of the box. Get back!
The slimy, bad-smelling foam is spilling quickly, rapidly out of the box, spilling onto the floor, where it's gathering in sticky pools. Tony and Brant seem to be causing this stuff.
I told you not to open the box. Now you've done it. I've been keeping my nastiest treasures in there for over 50 years.
The green foam is rising quickly. It's up to our knees now. Tony and Brad are trying to escape through a window, but it's stuck. How will they free themselves from the fetid flood of fuchsia and fern-colored foam falling fastly to the floor?
Tony! Swim this way! I have an idea!
The unlucky pair is swimming through the odorous muck towards the WSVS bathroom. What perilous plan could possibly save them now?
Stay close. If I can just reach the handle.
Brad is reaching out for the toilet handle. I think I know his plan. His fingers grasp the handle, but slip. The ghost is hovering overhead, trying to block him. Brad tries again. Will he succeed?
Stop! Stop! Don't do it!
Yes, it's working. The nasty foam is going down the drain where it belongs, much to the distress of the WSVS ghost.
No! All my treasures gone forever!
There you have it, folks. Another live broadcast of local news by your community-minded radio station, WSVS. This is Bill Mason signing off.
Congratulations, Brant. You've saved WSVS for another 60 years of service. But you don't smell so good.
Okay, lady, what's the holdup?
Oh dear, it seems the royal caravan has broken down.
Well, you're gonna have to move it.
Watch your tone, young man. Do you know who I am?
Look, I don't care if you're the Queen of England. You're gonna have to get this bucket of bolts fixed. I recommend Jimmy's Automotive at 202 East Carolina Avenue in Crewe. They have over 25 years of automotive experience.
Bucket of bolt, I have you know this is a Rolls-Royce Silver Chateau, one of the finest automobiles made in the world. British too.
Whatever, lady. Jimmy's Automotive handles all types of repairs, major and minor, and state inspections too. Speaking of which, it looks like yours has expired. I'm gonna have to write you up.
You'll do no such thing, young man. I'm royalty.
Not around here, you ain't. Off with the big hat and out of the car. Spread 'em!
Oh dear, is this a police pat-down? I think I like it.
Standard procedure, ma'am. I'm just doing my job.
Jimmy's Automotive in downtown Crew in the blue building across from Hardee's. Or call Jimmy at 434-645-7769. That's 434-645-7769. Jimmy's Automotive.
Okay, thank you, Jim. And I believe Brant Huddleston is ready to go. And Brant, this is your farewell song.
My farewell song to WSVS. This is an original going out to all of those folks who are believers. It's called Thank God for Jesus. Now, I'm a rock and roller. This is the only country song I know, the only one I've written, and I hope you like it. Lord, take my life, take it all for what it's worth. You know that I can't go on without you. You knew that I was lost, so you bought me at a great cost. Your life for mine on the cross. That's why I say thank God for Jesus. Oh, thank heaven for his name. You know, I found my victory where he hung his head in shame. They left him for dying, oh, but he proved dead defying. And from the grave he rose again to break my chains. The curtain has been rent, and his blood it has been spent, and they've laid him to rest in the grave. But on the third day, well, the stone was rolled away, and thank God, yes, I'm saved. Hallelujah. That's why I say thank God for Jesus. Oh, thank heaven for his name. You know, I found my victory where he hung his head in shame. They left him for dying, oh, but he proved dead divine. And from the grave he rose again to break my chains. And from the grave he rose again to break my chains.
All right. Okay, thanks a lot, Brant Huddleston. Good luck to you, Brant.
God bless you, Brant.
Yeah, we'll miss you. And Lewis Lynch is hanging around.